you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. You gotta get it through. And if you leave a little hanging out at the end.
Okay. First question: if you had unlimited time, power, money, anything that you would need, what is one issue that you would fix?
Well, I think we're out here on the Chesapeake Bay, and it's one of those things that comes up every year, is Chesapeake Bay funding. So we fought really hard for that. I was able to work with Rob Whitman in the 1st District. We got $85 million last year, which is $12 million over previous years, and we have an authorization bill for the next 5 years that's gone through the House and the Senate, and we just got to get it rectified. But, I say in the place we stand today, that's an important issue that I want to work on, keep working on.
Who is your role model or your inspiration?
It's a fellow Naval Academy grad who, ironically has been in the news a lot lately. So, former Senator John McCain is someone that, while I was at the Naval Academy, I always looked up to for his service as a prisoner of war, the sacrifice that he made, and then serving in the U.S. Senate. He's someone who crossed the aisle frequently, and he's just really been a role model for me for a very long time.
What is something that is on your bucket list?
Well, it's pretty windy today. The same thing happened last Saturday. It was my daughter's 11th birthday, and we were going to take her parasailing, but we couldn't because it was so windy, and it's something I've never done. So I'll look forward to a Sunday or a weekend when it's not quite this windy, and we can go try that out because I've never tried it.
Oh, this is Adrian's favorite question. What is your most embarrassing story that you want to share?
Okay. Well, I'll share a campaign one because it's so different than what I did in the Navy. I had this pretty funny story because someone called me and they said, I really need to talk to you. I need to set up this private meeting with you, and it's very serious. And, I was very concerned. I, went into this not knowing what it was about. And this is a person I love and respect, and I'm really glad they pointed this out to me. But they said, that jacket you were wearing yesterday, you actually wore that 2 weeks ago. And, then there's comments about your hair, your makeup, and, I wore coveralls and steel-toed boots for 20 years in the Navy, so never thought that much or that people would pay that much attention to those kind of things. So it's definitely something different about this job than my previous life.
Yeah, I get that. Working in news and everything, so yeah. But she's not what she wears.
These are very nice. I love them.
When you go to stores and stuff, do people recognize you with your mask on? Or yeah.
Do you think it's
the
just
average times at Costco that someone recognizes me and stops me is probably in the 25 range per day. So it takes a while to go shopping.
Yeah.
who are you voting for?
Congress passes laws and the states have to implement what Congress passes. What can Virginia's congressional leaders do to make it easier for states to implement laws like the CARES Act? What can you all do?
So, it's something that a lot of people don't realize, and our delegation is really the only one I know of in the country that we as a delegation, so all 11 members of the House, plus both senators, all 13 of us, we meet every month. Our chiefs of staff meet every month, so every other week there's a full Virginia delegation meeting, and we also meet with the governor. So during COVID, we have had full delegation meetings with the governor at the beginning every week, and really had an opportunity to discuss all of the federal programs and how they were being implemented at the state level, to hear feedback, specifically on things that we could change. And one of the things we worked on was seasonality, because the way CARES Act was originally written was really difficult for seasonal businesses, so we were able to change that. watch and ask for your vote on November 3rd.
Oh, that is too funny.
Eliza!